Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Chrono Cross. Last time we explored the Tower of Geddon, trapped some tornadoes, and made our way through collecting all the treasure on the way. We made a good amount of progress, saw some nice references back to Chrono Trigger, but we're still hungry. And yes, if I didn't line that up on my first try, I was going to restart this episode just to make that line up at least reasonably well. Before going forward, I'd recommend you hit that save point. Now that we see them up close, they all look familiar, don't they? Though you can't talk to them. You can move around and explore. You may recognize this image from the intro to the video. It's one of the better looking images to kind of represent this game. Also one of my favorite scenes in the entire game. When you're ready, speak with the boy who looks strangely enough like Chrono. 1000 AD, Nadia's Bell. Now, if you remember, in the first game, it was Lean's Bell until the end of the game, when Nadia's Bell was set up. That being the real name of Marley. So, whatever else happens, we have to assume that the timeline coming into Chrono Cross assumes that our party in Chrono Trigger was successful. It's a continuation. This is where this song belongs. Everyone worked to save the planet's future for nothing. All because of you. You killed it. So many lives were supposed to be saved. This planet was to be healed with love, hope, and dreams. How could you do such a thing? It's all your fault the world is going to end like this. It's all your fault, Serge. I'm a murderer. You can see them now. Even Harley seems perplexed, and she usually seems to know what's going on. Don't let it bother you. Just a distant echo of those long gone. It's an illusion. Welcome to the Tower of Geddon. Time Crash Ground Zero. It's been a while, Serge, but I guess you don't remember who I am. You were only a little child back then. Miguel, a friend of your father. You recall, we were told that long ago, Serge was ill and went with his father and Miguel, who was his friend. We also learned that that was Lena's father. According to the time outside, it's been about 14 years since the night of the storm. That is what they're referring to. And I think this is the first time we get a look, and maybe even the first time we get access to our father's name, Wazuki. I also don't know where this is. But I don't think we're supposed to know about. Yeah, usually that's what happens when you find strange, random things that you aren't expecting. A wounded child. Who's talking? Where are you going? No way we can set sail again in this storm. Don't have a second to waste or surge die. Doing whatever he can to save his son. Been here in this place for 14 years. Wasn't like this when I got here, though. An incident that occurred 10 years ago transformed it into the Dead Sea. There's nothing in the world as ruthless or impartial as death. All living matter ages over time and eventually dies, no matter how mighty or tiny its life force. So being alive means you're creeping closer to death with every second. Morbid, but true. There's none of that here. No one and nothing ages. Nothing wastes away. Quiet, boundless, and beautiful world. The ideal world, straight out of a fairy tale. Place and time that belongs to no one. Res nullius. My Latin sucks. What can you do? It's because this is a future that was eliminated. History is composed of choices and divergences. Each choice you make creates a new world and brings forth a new future. At the same time, you're eliminating a different future with the choice you didn't make. So it assumes a forked kind of path through the timeline, not a multiverse. Future denied of all existence because of the change in the past. Future that was destroyed even before it was born rests here, condensed into the Dead Sea. Interesting. It assumes that something happens, but it's like a choice is made and both exist, and then one is snuffed out before it exists, which is kind of confusing. Fate. Our lives are governed by fate. Fate knows all and controls all. No one but fate. Even your presence here was predestined long ago. Not particularly what I'm aiming to do here. I don't want to be part of eternity. Quite yet, anyway. No need to... You need no longer struggle alone. I can speak. Nor fear an uncertain tomorrow. Only one thing left to do then. Take it you're trying to restore the dimensional distortion. You defeat me and liberate this place, the distortion will return to the way it was. I got a question. Why? Guess this is it. Just as there are times of peace, there are times of war. You're not going to answer my question, are you? You don't have to hold back. Attack me with all your soul. Wish to live. Let fate take its course. It took until one of my favorite scenes in the game for them to do this. They finally let the music play through the battle. This is Miguel. Miguel is white innate. So Surge is going to do a boatload of damage. Or rather, he was until he lost his ability to do it right away. Okay, we'll move on to somebody else then. And you've instantly boosted your magical defense. You really don't want anyone attacking your, you magically, do you? Protecting against elements, protecting against other things. Let's hit you with an element before you stop me from doing that too. Well, it does a lot of damage to you, so I guess I know why you're trying to avoid that. He has an attack pattern that allows him to do 2 moves back to back. Holy Dragon Sword basically annihilates any black elemental character who's in the battle. It doesn't go well. Let's get Harley back on her feet and see if we can do some damage here and change the field effect. And heal Harley, apparently, because she's getting the crap beaten out of her. Yeah, using Recover All in this fight, not your best move. He's got a really interesting strategy that revolves around getting good debuffs in and preventing you from being able to deal a lot of your damage. And if you're not already black, he will turn you black in order to deal more damage. Ow! Actually, I'm gonna do a couple of attacks here. I actually got access to something that I want to show off, but I do need to heal you. So let's do that. All right. Create a lunar eclipse that causes destruction. We actually have access to Harley's level 7 tech. We have access to her level 5 tech too, but I'm pretty sure I've already shown that off. Let's show off this one. And for some reason, you get an achievement for using her level 7 tech. You don't know why. Admittedly, one of the coolest and most powerful techs I've seen. And if you're playing the game for the first time, you probably have done very similar to how I've kind of approached this fight. You do some damage and then, oh crap, I need to heal. And do a little more damage. Oh crap, I need to heal. And eventually, you will come face to face with what game overed a lot of people the first time they played it. Holy Light. Considering it comes after Meteor Shower, it usually ends a lot of runs. as you can see, Miguel is already sagging. Even this way, it's beatable. And let's just finish things off for good measure. I'm going to be reloading, obviously. I just wanted to demonstrate kind of a general strategy that you might expect to see as you're going through and why you'll probably end up dying a lot in this fight. If you want to do this fight properly, I'll show you a much better strategy. Okay, we're back. I'm going to show you my equipment and my elements setup real quick, and then I'll cut back to the battle itself. Daemon Charms, we've found 2 of these so far, so I'd recommend equipping one on Lynx, as well as giving him anything else to boost his damage. I'm bringing along Norse. You could also bring along Harley if you want to. I'm going to bring around Norse just because he has a lot more damage potential, and I can just use turn black on him and problem solved there anyway. Got Honor and Gauntlet on you. And over here we have Sprig, also with a Daemon Charm, though less important here. Yeah, generally less important, but I'll leave it there anyway. And yeah, we don't need to worry about boosting your stats all that much because you're going to doppelgang something. As far as elements go, you want to have a number of black elements just to counteract the field effect. You want a lot of heal-alls instead of recover-alls. Recover-alls aren't going to help you as much because they turn the field the wrong color. So basically replace them with heal-alls for this fight. Make sure you have your revives on. Imbecile will be very helpful, as will Diminish. Alternatively, you can use Seal All, and that will stop everyone's elements. It's black innate only, so you could just go in there with Lynx, do that, and then you have less to worry about. I would rather still be able to use some elements. And as far as anything else, I'm not going to use Mothership, but it's still there. Black Hole is still there. And very similar here, we've got Turn Black on you to set that up on your first turn. And you don't need Holy Light. You know, you're better off with some free fall elements there. In fact, you're probably better off with it here too. And I just threw Heal Alls on you just so that if for some reason I have you not transformed, you can do something. Now, last time I refused to accept fate. What happens if I do accept it? Also, if you go back here, he's not there. So, wouldn't we all like to become one with this world? Part of eternity, yeah. We definitely want that, right? Sure, we'll go for it. It cannot be serious. Can't let ourselves die here. Only one thing left to do. Yeah, regardless of what you say, you're forced into the fight, and we must challenge Miguel. This time, we are much better prepared for it, though. Before I do that, actually... Yeah, I want to set up Diminish first. We're not really going to worry too much about elements. I am protected against this, which is nice. And let's go and throw Diminish out there. That'll make my life a lot easier. Next, we will build up with Sprig here. Now you've got your strong-minded, and now his attack pattern will be the same regardless. So we want to doppelgang into everyone's favorite, really overpowered doppelgang, White Knight. White Knight mops the floor with Miguel, who has crap for magic defense, but we're still really going to be focused a lot more on the physical aspect of things. Alright, let's get a couple of attacks in here. And let's get Imbecile going on you, which will reduce your magic power, as well as affect the field effect here. And that's without any buffs on. And we just barely have enough HP to survive that, so let's Cure Plus you and fix that up a little bit. And let's turn Norris black. It's a risky strategy, but I kind of want to do it. More importantly, I want to get enough stamina back with you so that we can go Eagle Eye on Surge. And then we want to go Eagle Eye on Norris, who is also black right now. And there's a Photon Beam that I'm not worried about under Diminish. And Rage increases physical attack power for the whole party, which is strengthened on everyone. There's Anti-Black, doesn't matter, he's already set that aside. Let's see what we do now. Surprised that doesn't do more, to be honest. Let's see if it stacks with strength in here. Yeah, that does a lot of damage. Now, the final piece of this puzzle to make sure that you will get through this fight without having to worry too much is to set a trap for Holy Light. I already knew because of the dry run I did earlier that that wasn't going to be a problem and I'd be able to defeat him by then. But you don't have to set everyone up to do huge amounts of damage. As you saw, I barely got a chance to use everything once I had set everything up. It doesn't really matter, but that's pretty much, I think, the most overpowered you can get in that fight is to... You could just strengthen White Knight and just have White Knight do all the damage in that fight. White Knight is abusive there. And a rare 2 strength up. I think it's like a 5 or a 10% chance. It's really low. And that is a nice bonus for Norris. And you get a second Dreamer's Bandana, which I believe was a Dreamer's Scarf in the original. Well, I could be wrong on that. But we got a second one. That is the item that we have that gives us a free element usage at the start of battle. We might just be able to defeat Fate. Now, he's spelt Fate with no capitals, 1 capital, and all capitals. Either you're emphasizing something or something else is afoot here. The Dead Sea is the true form of this planet's future. You mean the planet has no future. At one stage, our world was on the verge of such inevitable destruction. 1999. A parasitic life form known as Lavos awoke after centuries of feeding off the planet. So when we saved the world at the end of Chrono Trigger, the ending or the timeline where the world ends in 1999 AD, it was discarded and came here, I guess, somehow. Lavos fell from the heavens countless numbers of years ago, buried deep beneath the surface to eat and slay. Devoured our planet from the inside out, waiting for its time to ripen for its true awakening. manifested its true form on the surface of the planet. No possibility of escape. Were it not for a teenage boy and his dog, I mean a teenage boy and a group of adventurer friends, young heroes caught a glimpse of the planet's future as it appeared in 2300. Realized they could not turn their backs on the planet, even if its death would not be anywhere near their lifetime. They battled Lavos for the future of the planet and eventually won. In saving our planet from the death Lavos was going to bring about, they also changed the course of history. At that very moment, this whole future time axis ceased to exist. Call it cause and effect. Just a problem of possibilities. In this world, there are no such things as absolute certainties. The future was supposed to have disappeared is about to be restored. The future destruction of our planet is going to become a reality once again. The vengeance the future we killed is about to begin. If you haven't figured it out by now, Chrono, Luca, and Marley. These are apparitions of the original 3 Chrono Trigger. I only mention that now because I don't think the game ever mentions it, for one. And 2, it's just unique. Even though there's no direct dialogue, it's implied that Chrono speaks. That only ever happens in one of the original endings. Surge serving as the trigger. It's all part of a grand game of the gods. Dragged into playing this game, forced to put their own lives on the line without even knowing the rules, such is usually the case. Without even being allowed to complain, they try to do their best under the conditions placed about them. The only alternative is to give up and leave the playing field. 3 years ago, members of the Acacia Dragoons from Termina visited here. The knights were after the frozen flame. Instead, they became salt for the Dead Sea. And see the Chosen One. Only the Chosen One can approach the flame. Looks like fate has made its decision. It's started to carry it out now. You're speaking about it as if it's an actual person. Doesn't want the frozen flame to awaken in this place at this time. Would choose to destroy the flame along with the whole Dead Sea, then allow its enemies to take hold. This lost future is about to disappear into the darkness beyond the dimensions. Once again. Must leave immediately. Who said that? I don't know who that is, and I don't want to know. You must go. And the game forces us to run away. Future is yours for the taking. You, the one the frozen flame has chosen. Why has whatever it is, chosen me? And there's the revelation, even though they've mentioned it already before, there's the reminder that Miguel is indeed his father. This entire sequence is one of my favorite from this entire game. Sadly, it ends with a stupid fucking deus ex machina. But at least we get a nice cutscene out of it, so that's good. Yeah, that entire scene is great. The being saved by a random dragon that we had never seen before, kinda stupid. Kinda lazy. And far too convenient. That's one hell of an energy explosion. One of those belongs in Dragon Ball. Holy crap, that thing's huge. Yeah, that was out of absolute nowhere. This is the Sky Dragon. I, too, would like to witness this. How thou shalt live and how thou shalt die. Thou art planning to bring forth a new entity. Prepare thyself for anguish and sorrow. Huh. To the Sea of Eden. Thou intends to defy the goddess of fate. Speak with the ancient dragon gods who sit in repose in Almeida. Let the path to the Sea of Eden be known when all the powers of the sleeping dragons are brought together. Concerned about the other world, are you not? If you remember when we were challenging Miguel, he said the dimensional distortion would be restored if we defeated him. We did. The dimensional distortion should be back in order. Let's head to Opasa Beach. And we were deposited and somehow our ship came with us. On Marbule. Dead Sea Ruins. As you can see, there's not a whole lot here. Could this light be a wormhole? The amulet isn't responding. All of them do the same thing. Well, let's follow the advice we were given. Let's return to Opasa Beach. And my little wormhole is back. Now, since we don't have Surge's body, they don't play us a cutscene. And weird little glitch there. We just kind of fall through the ground for some reason. What's going on here? Who are these guys? I think the last time we saw them, Lynx was using them against us. They seem to recognize Lynx, who's folding his arms at them. What's going on? Eee, scary looking cat man. Yeah, you're kind of in a fix, though. Do you really need to look at the camera while saying that? Be gone, demons, if you value your lives. We'll take you on. And they disappear. Thought you were bad guys too from the way you look. Rude. Looking for rainbow shells when those things started harassing me. Better head back and give them to Kiki. You're still doing stuff for Kiki? Later, bud. Good luck. Lots of monsters on the loose nowadays. All the grown-ups say it's a rebellion led by Surge. What the hell has Link's been doing with my body while I was gone? Surge is trying to kill everyone on the island. Oh, great. There goes my reputation. Can't believe someone would want to do that. Wonder what's going to happen to us. Well, things are indeed chaotic here. Revolt led by Surge. Well, with that being said, we now have access to another world once again. And we can always go back to Homeworld and explore there too. A lot more of the world has just opened up for us. But what has Surge done in the meantime? Pretty much all for this one. And I'll see you guys next time.